David W.Barno is a retired Lieutenant General of the United States Army. He was head of Combined Forces Command-Afghanistan from 2003 to 2005. Early life. Barno is a native of Endicott, New York. He is a graduate of Union Endicott High School class of 1972. Education. Barno's military education includes the United States Military Academy at West Point, New York, Infantry Officer Basic and Advanced Courses, Command and General Staff College, and the U.S. Army War College. In his civilian studies, he earned a Master of Arts degree in National Security and Strategic Studies at Georgetown University. Service career. Barno was commissioned a second lieutenant of infantry upon graduation from the United States Military Academy at West Point, New York, class of June 1976. He started his career with the 25th Infantry Division, where he served as a rifle, weapons and scout platoon leader. He commanded companies in the 25th Infantry Division and the 1st Ranger Battalion, leading a Ranger Rifle Company during the invasion of Grenada in 1983. In 1988, Barno returned to the 2nd Ranger Battalion as S3, where he parachuted into Panama during Operation Just Cause. He subsequently served as the aide-de-camp to the commanding general of the U.S. Army Training and Doctrine Command. General Barno commanded the 3rd Battalion, 505th Parachute Infantry Regiment in the 82nd Airborne Division at Fort Bragg, North Carolina, followed by command of the 2nd Ranger Battalion at F.D. Lewis, Washington. Following attendance at the Army War College, he commanded the Warrior Brigade, a multifunctional support brigade at Fort Polk, Louisiana, which supported the Joint Readiness Training Center and was then the largest brigade in the Army. He then directed the Joint Task Force Training Program at Joint Forces Command, Norfolk, Virginia, with 3 Ranger Battalion tours and command of the 3rd BN, 505th PIR in the 82nd Airborne Division. He accumulated over 110 parachute jumps during his career, to include a 500-foot nighttime parachute assault into Panama in 1989, during which 11 of 15 jump aircraft were struck by enemy fire. He holds 2 awards of the coveted Combat Infantryman's Badge as well as the Ranger Tab and Master Parachutist Badge with Combat Jump Star. Following selection to Brigadier General, General Barno served as the Assistant Division Commander from the 25th Infantry Division as well as Deputy Director of Operations, U.S. Pacific Command. Barno was promoted to Major General in 2001 and served as the Commanding General, F.D. Jackson SC, the Army's largest training base. During his time at F.D. Jackson, he led Chief of Staff Army Task Forces on the Future Force Soldier and Warrior ethos. Barno was the principal author of the Army's 2003 Culture-Changing Warrior ethos, which dictates, "Mission first, never accept defeat, never quit, and never leave behind a fallen comrade." Quote. In January 2003, Barno was deployed to Hungary as the commanding general of Task Force Warrior, tasked to train free Iraqi forces in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom. General Barno was promoted to Lieutenant General in 2003 at age 49, becoming the first member of his West Point class of 1976 to achieve the distinction. In October 2003, he deployed to Afghanistan, where he was designated to establish a 3-star headquarters in Kabul and ultimately command over 20,000 coalition forces for 19 months as the first commander, Military Operations Afghanistan. During his tenure, he forged a close relationship with U. Ambassador Zalmay Khalilzad, co-locating his command at the U.S. Embassy compound and creating an integrated civil-military counter-insurgency campaign plan for Afghanistan, focused on the Afghan population. Without an official post-Vietnam coined doctrine by the U.S. military, he based his counter-insurgency strategy off his U.S. Military Academy Revolutionary Warfare class notes and coin works by T. E. Lawrence, the USMC Small Wars Manual, Sorley's A Better War, and John Nagel. After command in Afghanistan, General Barno was reassigned to the Pentagon in Washington, D.C., where he served briefly on the Army staff as the Assistant Chief of Staff for Installation Management for the U.S. Army until his decision to retire in the spring of 2006. Recent endeavors. Following his retirement from active duty, Barno served as the director of the Near East South Asia Center for Strategic Studies at the National Defense University in Washington, D.C. for 4 years and joined the Center for a New American Security as a senior advisor and senior fellow in May 2010. From 2007 to 2009, he served as the chairman of the Advisory Committee on Operation Iraqi Freedom and Operation Enduring Freedom Veterans and Families for the Secretary of Veterans Affairs. He has testified numerous times before Congress on counterinsurgency in Afghanistan and Pakistan, Al-Qaeda, and joined professional military education and lectures and writes often on those topics. His articles and opinion pieces have appeared in Foreign Policy, The Atlantic, and The Washington Post. He is a member of the Council on Foreign Relations and the International Institute of Strategic Studies. From 2006 until April 2009, he served as the director of the Near East South Asia Center for Strategic Studies at the National Defense University. From 2007 to 2009, he served as the chairman of the Advisory Committee on Operation Iraqi Freedom and Operation Enduring Freedom Veterans and Families for the Secretary of Veterans Affairs. He testifies frequently before Congress on counterinsurgency in Afghanistan and Pakistan, Al-Qaeda, and joint professional military education, and lectures and writes often on those topics. Barno often travels throughout the Middle East and South Asia region and has lectured at Harvard, Yale, Tufts, Johns Hopkins, Sayers, West Point, and the U.S. Army and Naval War Colleges. Military and AMP government-issued awards. General Barno's many awards and decorations include the Combat Infantryman Badge, the Defense Distinguished Service Medal, the Distinguished Service Medal with Oak Leaf Cluster, the Defense Superior Service Medal, the Legion of Merit with Oak Leaf Cluster, the Bronze Star Medal, the Meritorious Service Medal, the NATO Meritorious Service Medal, the Department of State Meritorious Honor Award, the Army Commendation and Achievement Medals, and several campaign and unit awards for combat actions. He also has been awarded the Master Parachutist Badge with Combat Star, Pathfinder Badge, the Ranger Tab, and the German Parachutist Badge. Dates of rank.